guys, happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. All you need right now is your math notebook, a pencil, a highlighter, and maybe a ruler for the shapes, but you've got good paper, so you should be okay. So the date today, make sure you write that down, Sunday, April 5th. We got the year, 2020. And our topic for today is creating shapes with a given perimeter. So write this down, and then our I can statement is, I can and then you can highlight that. Our I can statement today is I can create a shape when I am given a perimeter. So last week, pause that now, write this down or just listen to me. We were working on calculating perimeter and area. So you were given the shape, you were given the measurements, you were given the units either of the length, the width, the height, or whatever. And you had to calculate perimeter and area. So we know the equations, right? So let's quick review perimeter, you add all the sides up. Area, you just multiply the length by the width. Today we're looking at, well, let's say, for example, I have given you the perimeter, right? So last week you were calculating perimeter. Now I'm going to give you the perimeter. How would you then find the units? So for example, so pause, write this down. Let's say, so last week you were doing something like this. So let's just do a quick review. I gave you a shape. And I said this is 3 meters and this is 5 meters. And I said calculate the perimeter, right? I said perimeter is what? You would say perimeter is equal to 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, right? That's all you would do. You would add them and you would say there's 16 meters is your perimeter, which is what you did last week. Now this week we're saying, what if I gave you this information and I didn't give you this information? That's what we're doing this week. So I'm saying, I'm giving you, now we're doing it backwards, so you have to be able to know both ways. Calculate perimeter, which we can do, but if I give you the perimeter, how do you then find out the dimensions? That's what we're doing today, okay? So pause this, write this down, and then we can start doing some practice work. So, let's see what that looks like. And it seems harder than it is, but it's actually kind of fun because there's so many different answers. But that's kind of the best part about this topic. There's so many multiple correct answers that you might have an answer that might be different from your other classmates, but it could still be correct. So let's do an example. Okay, let's do the steps. So, let's say step 1. Okay. Step 1 is to we'll say draw and label the shape actually no, let's go back. Sorry. Erase that. Whoops. First part though. Okay, this is the question that I'm giving you, right? So example 1, I have to give you the question. Sorry about that. Example 1, when perimeter is given, okay, so let's say I said perimeter is equal to 16 centimeters. Okay, that's the question. When your perimeter is given, and I'm saying perimeter is 16 centimeters, I want you to draw and label the rectangle. Now, a few things we need to look at before we move on. So, let's highlight a few things. First, I have been given a perimeter, right? So please highlight that. My perimeter has to equal 16 centimeters. So that's one important information. I also need to, What shape is it? Is it a triangle? Is it a square? No, it's a rectangle. We need to make sure that it's a rectangle. Okay, so two important information. So I have to find out what this rectangle is, and I have to figure out what the dimensions are. What is the side? What are each of the sides to know that the perimeter has to equal 16 centimeters. So now, let's do step one. So step one, okay, step one is to draw and label the shape. Oops, this marker's not that great, I'll change it. The shape with, and this is a very important part, variables. Now, as soon as I said that, or I wrote that, you should have thought, oops, when have I heard that word before? Variables, we did that I think 2 units ago when we looked at equations and variables. And variables represent what? It's a letter that represents the unknown information. Hopefully this is all coming back, because this is, like we always say, that we're always building math. So step one is to draw and label the shape with variables. So, and again, I want you to highlight variables. So draw and label the shape with variables. So what would that look like? Okay, I'm going to do it over, actually let me erase it. So pause, write this down, and then we can continue. So, and I'll just say we're still on step one, right? So step one said I had to draw and label the shape and the variable. So now remember, what shape is it? What did we highlight? It is a rectangle. So I'm going to draw any sort of rectangle. Now yours might look different. Maybe yours is something like this, or maybe yours is a little bit wider. It doesn't matter, right? Or any rectangle. It might be a little wider, whatever it is. But a rectangle, and we know that it shouldn't be a square. So it should not look anything like this, where the sides are equal, right? Because that's a square. Rectangle, right? The properties of a rectangle, these two sides are the same, these two sides are the same. So we've drawn it, and now we need to label it with variables. So remember, variables are just a fancy word to say letters. So what letter do you want to work with? I want to say, because normally we're always given a number here, right? There's always a number here, and there's always a number here, right? Sometimes this is 7 and 3, and this is 5 and 2, or whatever the numbers are. Now we don't know the numbers. We're trying to find out what the numbers are, right? That's a different thing. We're trying to do the opposite. I know the perimeter is 16, but I don't know what I added to get 16. So I'm going to, we're not going to put a number sign, right? I'm going to choose a letter, and I'm going to say, this is A, and this is B, okay? What letter would this be? If this is A, this also is A. It has to be A, because if this is 5 centimeters, if A is 5, this is also 5. So this is, I'm not going to review this. This is from 2-3 units ago when we talked about variables. And this side is also B, because if this is 2 centimeters, this is also 2 centimeters, right? These two are always the same, these two are always the same. So that's step one. I have drawn the shape with any variables. If you have P or L or M, use any variable, it's up to you, okay? That's step one, done step one. Step two. I'll use this red, I think it's better. Fill in the equation, another word from our previous units. Fill in the equation with given information. Okay, let's highlight. So step 2. Switch it in there. You were probably saying that from the screen. Oh, Miss Lavish forgot 2. So step 2 is fill in the equation with given information. So what does that mean, given information? What do you already know? So you don't know too much, but you do know enough. So what do I know already? Okay, I know for a fact, so what do you know? You know that your perimeter is 16 centimeters. You know that it's a rectangle. So let's use that. Let's use what we have because it is enough. So normally when I calculate perimeter, it always says, you know, perimeter is equal to We can say side plus side plus side plus side, right? That's normally what we have. What do we have in this equation that we already know? What do we already know? We know, do we know what P is? Yeah, we know what P is. P is 16. Do we know what the side is? No, so I'm gonna put my variable. Do I know what this side is? No, so I'm gonna put my variable. Do I know what this side is? Nope, I'm gonna put my variable. Do I know what this side is? No, so I'm also going to put my variable. So that's what you have. 16 is equal to something plus something plus something plus something. Now, this is all from your previous unit. Now you're just filling in the blanks so that it equals 16. So, in your mind right now, take a moment, try filling in. What can I fill in here that it will all equal 16 centimeters? Is it 16 centimeters or 16? Yeah, centimeters. Centimeters, right? Put that here. So, try it for a moment. So, pause this for a second. What could I put in here that could equal 16? Could I put 1, 2, 1, 2? Let's try that. And it's okay. 16, is that correct? Is 16 equals to 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2? No, it doesn't equal 16, right? That equals 6. Okay, let's keep going. We know that doesn't equal. What equals, and remember, these two numbers have to be the same. So if I put 5 here, let me just put 5 for a second. I have to put 5 here because obviously they're the same variable, right? If this is 5, this also has to be 5. So let's go with this one. 5 plus something plus 5 plus something. So far, let's do like a kind of like a puzzle piece again, right? 5 plus 5 is, we're already at 10, okay? Oh, let me get my whole finger. We're already at 10. 5 plus something plus 5 plus something. So we're already at 10. We're really close to 16. What do I need to put here so that it'll equal 16? Let's say I think it's 2. 2. Does that make sense? Does that equal? So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. We're so close. What do these two numbers need to be? So you help me out. Say it out loud. What do these two numbers need to be? Because 2 and 2, what if I tried 3 and 3? 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. What does that equal to? 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus another 3 is 16. That is correct. That is one possible answer. So, we can fill this in. One possible answer, and I say possible because there's a few more, could be that this is 5 centimeter, and this is 3 centimeter. That's correct. That's one answer. That is correct. Because if you did it, and let's just double check, because it's always good to double check. Remember how last week you were trying to calculate perimeter? Perimeter is equal to, you would say 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3, right? 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. That, in fact, yes, it equals 16 centimeters. So that is correct, right? They match. Now, let's see if we can think of more. So pause this, and then let's try some other ones. Okay, so far, let me get purple. So far we got 1. We said 16 centimeter is equal to what? 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. That's 1. What's another one? Because I think there's at least 3 or 4. Let's try to do another one. Let's do number 2. What's another one? So again, I'll say 16 centimeter, something plus something plus something plus something. So this is all, and I'll put our equation at the top. A plus B plus A plus B. Okay, just as a reminder. Excuse me. So 16 centimeters is we've done 5, 3, 5, 3. What else could we do? Let's do, and think of it like amazing, and just plug some numbers and try it. If it doesn't work, you erase it. You try something else. I'm just going to plug any numbers. I'm going to put 7. Okay, always start with 1. So I'm going to do with A's. I'm going to put 7 plus something plus 7 plus something. Oops. large plus sign. 7 plus something plus 7 plus something. And I'll put little boxes if it's looking a little confusing. What could I fit in there? So 7 plus 17, I'm already at 14. I need to get to 16, right? So 7 plus 7, we're already at 14 centimeters. And I want to get to 16, and I have 2 boxes to fill. So what do I need to put on in each of those boxes so that my side equals 16? Can I put 2? Because you're probably thinking, oh, 14 and 16, that's 2 away, I'm going to put 2. But what happens? 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16, plus another 2 is 18. So if you're saying 2, you're only half correct. You're right, we're only 2 away. But what do we need to put in each of these? 1, right? 1 and 1. Then it's correct because 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15, plus another 1 is 16. That is also correct. That's another one. So in our work here, it could also be 7 centimeter, 1 centimeter. That's a rectangle. That works. Okay, let's do another one. And then we're almost done. Again, same thing. 16 centimeter is equal to something plus something plus something plus something. So we've done 7 and 1. We've done 5 and 3. Oops. I'm going to erase this because it's just a little squishy. I hope it looks clear for you. Okay, what can I add? I did 5, then 7. Try another one. How about 6? Let's try 6 and 6. 6 plus something plus 6 plus something. So now break it down. What are we already at? 6 plus 6 is 12. We're at 12 centimeter. So I'm already at 12. I need to get to 16. Now what do I need to put in each of these boxes so that it equals 16? So I'm at 6 plus 6, which is 12. I'm almost at 16. What do I need to put in these? Because if you think about it, I'm 4 away, right? 4 away. I need to split it in half, right? Because I can't put 4 here. Because some of you I know will think that, oh, I'm only 4 away, I can put 4. That's too much. That's going to be 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 4 is 20. It's more 2, we want to get to 16. But think that if you're thinking of 4, then you have to put it in 2 boxes. So we'll have to put what here? 2. Now let's check. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 is 14, plus another 2 is 16. So that is also correct. So that's 3 different possible. So if you got this and your friend got this and your other friend got this, you are all correct, which is the good part about this topic, that there's so many different options. So if I ask for 1, you can really do a few more. So another possibility is 6 centimeter and 2 centimeter. Let's do one more, and I want you to use a different color, or maybe highlight it after so it stands out. I'm going to grab a different color. What about if I said 16 centimeter? So I did 5, I did 6, I did 7. What if I said, well, Miss Mavish, you said it has to equal 16 centimeters, correct? What if I put 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4? Because, Miss Mavish, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16 centimeters. So I could say 4 plus 4. But why would Miss Mavish say, nope, that unfortunately is not correct? Why is this not correct? Do you know? Why is it? Because you're saying, Miss Mavish, our goal was to add them all up so they equal 16, and well, they equal 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is in fact 16. But why is that incorrect? Go back to your step 1, or even the information I was given. What kind of a shape is this? What kind of a shape is this? If you go back to the beginning, go to step 1, right before step 1, it was said this is a perimeter of 16 centimeter of what shape? A triangle, a square, or a rectangle? And what is the biggest property of a rectangle? Can they all ever be the same? No, because if they're all the same, what shape is that? Square, right? Hopefully this is coming to you. So this, and I'll put a little, I don't have space, but I'll just move it up here. Over here, just right next to it. This is a square. That's why we cannot do this. So I want you to write it in. So please write this in, but just put an X across it neatly because this is a square. And remember, we don't want a square. If my question said 16 centimeters square for a square, then this would have been your only option. But mine says 16 centimeters rectangle. And so we know the two have to be the same and the other two have to be the same. That is the most fundamental property of a rectangle. Okay? So that was a tricky question. Okay? But now you know. Pause this, write this all down, and we'll do one extra practice question together. Done? Okay, let's see. Let's do, and you can do this on your own, and then we can take it up. So let's do example 2, and then we are done. Very close. Example 2. Now I'm going to give you the question. Perimeter of rectangle. I'm doing a rectangle again. So right away, your mind should have said, oh, all the sides cannot be the same. It can't be 4, 4, 4, 4 again, right? It can't be 5, 5, 5, 5. They all have to be, 2 of them have to be the same, and 2 of them have to be also the same. Let's say it is equal to, let's do 24 centimeters. Okay, I want you to pause the video here. Actually, let's do one more step together. Let's do, so we'll do step 1, and yeah, we'll do step 1 and step 2, we'll start together. So I know it's a rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle, right? And I know that my perimeter has to equal 24 centimeter. And I need to fill in variables. So this time I'm going to say maybe I'm going to do S and P. Okay, maybe for salt and pepper, I don't know. So S and P, and obviously this is also S and this is also P, but I'm not going to write that because I want you to get used to it. That should become common knowledge now. That P, this is the same and this is the same. Okay, so take a moment right now, and I want you to think of at least, because again, there's 3 different, is there 3 or 4? Yeah, there's 3 different ways that you can do this. Because I know right now I have my perimeter, which is 24, is equal to S plus P plus S plus P. What can I fill it in with so that it equals 24 centimeters? Pause it, try it. If you're really, really confused, it's okay. Just continue working with me. Try it just in case, you know, sometimes it's nice to challenge yourself. Now let's try to fill it in. What are some different ways we can do it? So again, I'm going to do it just sort of like a puzzle. I'm going to put any number in. Okay, I'm going to say, let's just put, let's start with 10. 10 plus something plus 10 plus something. So already I have 10 plus 10, I'm already at 20. Okay, I'm so close, I'm already at 20. I need to go to 24. So what do I need to put in the other 2 boxes? Can I put 4 and 4? No, I need to put 2 and 2. There you go, right? It's actually really easy once you set up your equation. If your equation is correct, you're perfectly fine. Because my original equation was 24 is equal to S plus P plus S plus P. Okay, that's one, that's correct. Give yourself a check mark. Next, let's do another one. 24 is equal to, what's another number? And remember, little trick, common sense, it'll kind of click in as you do it. It's going to be close to the number. Am I going to go all the way to 20? Can I start with 20? No, because 20 plus something plus 20, I'm already at 40. So it's always good to start small, right? Start somewhere small. So I started with 10. Good trick is just to go a little below it, go above it. So I'm going to go to 9 now. Okay, 9 plus something plus 9 plus something. So already, I'm at what? 9 plus 9 is 18. So I'm getting close, right? I'm almost at 24. What can I add to that so that it gets to 24? What if I add, what would I need to add? What if I add 3? Right? 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 3 is 21, plus 3 is 24. That is correct. Hopefully that was one of yours as well. Okay, let's try another one. Is equal to, again, trick for you, little side note. Stay close to these numbers. I've tried 10 and 9. What's another one that I can try? That's close to them. Let's try 8. 8 plus something, plus 8 plus something. So 8 and 8, I'm already at 16. What do I need to add? I've got 8 left, so I have to do 4 and 4. And that is also correct, because 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. Does that make sense? Now, we can kind of see a pattern. Now, this isn't something, I mean, this is just kind of an interesting fact to check, but you don't have to go by this at all. But you see, 10, 9, 8, okay, every time I'm adding a bigger number, that's a little bit less. So it's not crazy. There's nothing out of the ordinary. It's not 10, 9, 8, and then 2, 15, and 4. It makes sense. So that's where you're just applying your application skills and your common sense, right? Now, again, let me say here, and I do want you to do this, write this down, but in a different color or highlight it. Could I do 24 is equal to 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Could I do that? 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Miss Mavish, that does equal 24. Ding, 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 ding. Can I give that as an answer? Hopefully you're saying no. No, because why? This would be a square, right? So I want you to write it in, but I want you to neatly put an X over it so you can still see that does not work because this is a square and we wanted a rectangle, okay? Does that make sense? So your job in this lesson or this topic is just to figure out what the shape is. So step 1 is to figure out, okay, I have the shape and I have the perimeter. Is to draw the shape, put in variables, and then you're just trying it like a puzzle piece, right? You're just trying some puzzle pieces until you get it to equal. But make sure if I say rectangle, two of them are the same, 2 of them are not. Square, there's only one option, so I don't usually do squares because that's an easy one, right? Okay, that's it for today. I'm going to post some practice questions in our Edmodo folder. Tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing when you're given information, but when you're given the area of a rectangle or a shape, right? So tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing when you're given, I'm trying to find out the length and the width when I'm given the area, okay? Just a little heads up for tomorrow. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Take care.